We're now crossing into turf that is dangerously, it could be considered anti. And I'll give you an example. I used to cringe when people would put up the posters that showed, all of the heads of American media companies and, a lot of Jewish names there. And then you do the research and realize they're all affiliated with AIPAC and they've all traveled to Israel and they're all supporters of Israel. And I would just say, well, that's just it's not a coincidence. America and indeed the West has been taken over by Israeli interests. They brag about buying the United States Congress. AIPAC, the American Israeli Public Action Committee, is talking about spending $100 million to buy U.S. Congress in the 2024 election. If the Russians came out and said, we're going to spend $100 million to buy American elections, we'd be going bonkers. If any nation came out and said they're going to spend $100 million to buy American elections, we'd be going bonkers. But Israel brags about it. And we're just like, yeah, because it's been going on forever. Israel's been buying the United States Congress, buying the United States presidency, buying the minds of the American people by controlling the narrative that mainstream media prints. Why is it that the American media hasn't gone absolutely crazy about the insanity that's going on in the name of Israel today? They continue to parrot Israeli talking points. They continue to give unequal time to Israeli spokespersons who promulgate lies, distortions. I don't know how many more times we have to hear about, 44 decapitated babies and burned babies and this before people say, hey, it's just a lie. I don't want to hear about Hamas slaughtering 1,200 Israelis anymore, because first of all, fully a third of those were military forces. All right. And I'm sorry, if Israel can't defend itself, then tough luck for Israel. But the remainder, the other 2/3, 80% of them were killed by the Israelis. So let's stop talking about Hamas being a terrorist organization and start recognizing that Israel is the terrorist organization, but we can't because our politicians don't allow that discussion. In fact, they just passed a law that says speaking out against Zionism is now anti-Semitism. To be anti-Zionist makes you an anti-Semite. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And Congress doesn't get to make that determination. They don't get to write the American language. They don't get to infringe on freedom of speech. I'm sorry, Congress, that ain't your job. Read the Constitution. First Amendment, Congress shall not pass any laws that infringe on the right of speech. They just did by passing that law. It's stupidity in the extreme. It's unconstitutional. It's un-American. But the American media allows it to happen because they will not challenge the narrative. We've been sold out to Israel. And again, as an American, I take umbrage at this. And the greatest threat to American national security today is the state of Israel. If you take a look at what we're getting prepared to do, for instance, in the Red Sea, we're talking about going to war against the Houthis. All right, now that may seem insignificant, except the following. We can't beat them. We won't beat them. We will lose. And in our defeat, we may create a wider regional conflict that draws in Iran, Hezbollah, others. And now we're looking at a war that will destroy the global economy, because we're talking about destroying global oil production, the Middle East oil production, a major element of world's energy supplies. That means economic collapse. And for Joe Biden or any of his advisors out there, if you happen to be listening, remember James Carville's immortal words to Bill Clinton in the lead up to his presidential bid in the early 1990s. It's the economy, stupid. Stop burying America in the name of Israel and start looking out for American interests. And American interests depend on a stable economy, and you ain't going to get a stable economy if you threaten global energy security by going to war against the Houthi for the crime of saying we won't let shipping into Israel until Israel allows humanitarian goods into Gaza. Understand that's what's at stake here. We're going to go to war because we don't want humanitarian goods to go into Gaza. We're going to war because of that. What kind of despicable cowards are we as a nation collectively? What about Europe? Where the hell is Europe? Where is anybody? I mean, my God, Russia and China are the good guys here. Maybe they've been good all along. You know, the Houthis say that no ships can pass through except the Russian ships. Why? because Russia's on the right side of history. Russia's a moral nation. Russia's doing the right thing. I thought that was America's job. I thought we were the moral nation. I thought we were the ones doing right. No, we're genocide facilitators. The blood of every Palestinian is on the hands of every American.